It's a terrible football show. What do you expect?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Just in my brain, it just makes so much sense.
OH!
Oh, baby, yeah!
You have no quarterback. You're going to need some punters.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man. Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
Alex,
What up?
you can thoroughly kiss my ass.
If it's Toledo, I'm drawing the best damn rocket there is out there.
Now that's gonna look like a dildo.
I told my HR director about this show. He's going to listen to it.
They draft Xavier Worthy. What the fuck? Wide receiver from Texas.
Fucking hamster.
It's a hamster mixed in with a sheep.
The Buffalo Hamsters have traded.
Listen, guys, this is a terrible football show where everybody may be good at nothing, but we are terrible at everything.
That's facts. That's a clip for the intro.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
That's a clip for the intro, baby. Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? Terrible football show, after all. Welcome to the Terrible Football Show. It is episode 115. Today is October 29th, 2024. It's almost Halloween. We got a returning face today. Look at that. Jacob, back from his hibernation after Ohio State lost to Oregon. I'm glad to see you're back a lot sooner than a Michigan loss. How you doing, buddy?
Doesn't hurt nearly as much.
I mean, I would
Michigan
imagine
loss.
so. I would imagine. You know, obviously a loss always hurts, but at least it was a good game.
It was a fantastic game, and there were some shenanigans again.
Hey, that shenanigans at the end, though, that's just smart. That's smart football.
Can't be done anymore though. NCAA changed up the rules where it cannot happen anymore.
Hey, he knew the rules when they were there. You got to give him props.
He's smart. I know.
Yeah.
I give him props. You're using the rule book the way you want to, I guess.
Yeah, it's you're playing by the rules. All right, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. And then we also have Ricky. Ricky, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. My Vanderbilt Commodores almost pulled it off against Texas. Man, I was so hoping they would do it. But I will say this much: if there's anything that Vanderbilt proved, they proved that the win against Alabama was no fluke. This is a team that's very, very good this year, and we might as well enjoy it while it lasts because they're going to suck again next year. So we'll be all right.
Vanderbilt's only 3 votes out from the top 25. They're 26th right now. So
I think that early loss to Georgia State, though, I think that really hurt them. They'd be bowl eligible if they'd have won that game.
Yep. And hey, the sky's the limit for Vandy right now. Vandy fans should be feeling pretty good. You know, they don't have cranes holding up the scoreboard anymore. They beat Alabama. I mean, it's a great time to be alive to be a Vanderbilt fan. I don't know if I can say the same about other fandoms, particularly some of our particular fandoms, which we're going to get to chat about here today. It's basically mid-season time for the NFL, so I figured it was time to do mid-season overreactions of our favorite teams as well as just the rest of the league, kind of how we're feeling. Talk about the week that was with college and the week that's coming up for college, because I know Jacob here has a very big game this weekend, but Jacob dodged a bullet because it's a noon game. You dodged a massive bullet, so shout out to that. Shout out to that. You got lucky on that front. Just remember, you know, we're a show that almost got sued. Can you say that about your other shows? I don't think so. So you should subscribe to the channel, follow the show, be a friend, tell a friend, as well as check out our Patreon, check out some Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. all down below. And join the Discord. You can come chat with us. Shout out to that. All right, let's turn down the music. We got a lot to talk about, I think. There's a lot to dive into. There's a lot to dive into today, boys. You know, we're about mid-season form now for the NFL. You know, we got 9 more games. About 9 more games is what we got for all teams for the most part. It is it's about that time. You know, we're starting to see some trades happening. I saw Cam Robinson of the Jaguars got traded to the Vikings. Shout out to that. Apparently Cortland Sutton might be on the move as well. Deontay Johnson got traded from Carolina to Baltimore today. We saw DeAndre get traded here recently. DeAndre Hopkins, that is, got traded to the Chiefs in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, there's some moves happening. Some teams staying a little quiet. You know, we got a benching that happened today. We'll talk about that. Anthony Richardson, kind of give our opinion on that. Give our opinion on if the Cleveland Browns found their franchise guy. You know, talk about that. There's a lot to talk about. Where do we want to start? I'll let you guys pick. Where do we want to start? Do we want to dive into the Cowboys? How are we feeling about the Cowboys here at the mid-season point? We got
You
two
want to
Cowboys
know how I
fans.
feel about the Cowboys?
Yeah, I do want to know how you feel about the Cowboys.
I haven't watched a Cowboys game in 3 weeks.
That painful, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Our offensive line is trash, which means our running game is trash, which means our passing game is trash. It's a domino effect.
Yep.
At least we got a good
Yeah.
kicker.
I mean, yeah, yeah, because that 40-9 loss that we lost to the we lost to the Detroit Lions with 3 field goals. It's absolutely terrible. And Dak looks pathetic. He looks worse than he's ever looked. I can't say how terrible he looks. It's that bad. I think he's very close to throwing as many interceptions as he did all year last year, and we're barely halfway through the season. It's so bad down there. Gary has completely depleted this entire team. They should have never paid Dak Prescott. I've been screaming it through the roof. Jake has been screaming it through the roof. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Jerry does not listen to a terrible football show or anything that he should be listening to because of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I get it. You've got to have a franchise quarterback. But Dak Prescott has had several years to get us over that hump, and he's not done it yet. It's absolutely garbage. We're still going to be garbage next year. We're going to be garbage for 2 years down the road. We're not going to win. Jerry, and I hate to say this, but I think it's definitely time for Jerry to step away and not worry about football anymore for the rest of his life because he's taken one of the it's actually the greatest, and the reason I say it's the greatest franchise because they're worth the most.
Yeah, they're worth the most. There's no arguing that.
And so with that being said, with them being worth the most, he's completely depleted a franchise. In our day, you could have said Romo should have had at least one, if not 2 Super Bowls. At this point, Dak should have had at least one. It's absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible. So your mid-season overreaction right now is that this is just the worst time possible to be a Cowboys fan.
That's not an overreaction. That's not an overreaction. That is a true point-on reaction.
Would that be an underreaction with how bad it is?
Hey, at least one thing that Dak has going for him is the fact that he has a positive touchdown interception ratio, unlike Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, that +2, 10 TDs to 8 picks, tied for second in the NFL for most interceptions thrown. The top 3 people in first place is Baker, Patrick, and Jordan Love, all at 9 picks, and then we got Minshew Mania and Dak Prescott at 8.
And the thing is, it cannot be stated that this is all because of the offensive line being trash or anything else, because Dak has had a fantastic wide receiving core, a fantastic offensive line, and a fantastic running game in the past. And it has amounted to nothing.
Our defense looks absolutely depleted. Of course, I understand that we lost a lot from last year, but we didn't lose enough for us to be this terrible.
The fact that we are in mid-season and our leading rusher doesn't even have 250 yards.
Ooh, that's rough.
Oh, but hey, Dalvin Cook's back, guys. Don't worry, Dalvin Cook's coming. He is as washed as Zeke is.
Yeah, and your leading rusher is like a guy I've never even fucking heard of before.
Oh, Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy? Like, seriously, I've never heard of this guy.
You know, the thing about it, too, is even if we would have gotten Derrick Henry in the offseason. Huh?
5th season? I've never heard of this guy.
I'm pretty sure he's been with the Cowboys the entirety of his career. But even if we would have gotten Derrick Henry in the offseason, it wouldn't have mounted to nothing just because our offensive line is trash, except for Cooper, BB.
Yeah.
They're also old, and a lot of their contracts are coming up at the end of the year anyways. And so, I think
Zach Martin's going to go to somebody who will pay him a shit ton of money.
I think he'll retire.
I think he's got a few more years left in him. I think he wants a Super Bowl. I think he's going to go to a Super Bowl caliber team.
Good luck to him.
He's going to go to Kansas City.
Yeah, everybody goes to Kansas City.
Can you blame him?
The worst undefeated team I've ever seen in my life.
I disagree.
They are the worst
I
7-0
disagree.
team.
Okay, that could be true. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. Worst undefeated team. I would very argue the Bears a couple years ago when they started off like 5-0 or whatever, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, the Bears are 5-0." I'm like, this is the worst 5-0 team I have ever seen. Look at who we have played. I was like, like other Bears fans, like, "Oh yeah, we're 5-0, let's go." And I'm like, look at who we've played. Like, look at the stretch we're about to go on. It's about to be brutal, and we lost like 3 or 4 games in a row. It's like no shit. So, worst undefeated team, I'd argue with you. Worst 7-0 team, I could agree with you.
That's funny.
So, at this point, right, we're looking at the standings. You got your Cowboys in third place of the East to 3-4. How do you guys see the Cowboys finishing out at this point? I mean, you're going to Atlanta this weekend. Then you've got, home at Philly, home at Texans, at Washington, home the Giants, Ricky's counting away. Home against the Bengals, at Panthers. At least you get at least one more win.
3-14.
You're telling me you're gonna lose to the Panthers?
Yep.
Wow.
I only give one more win to the Cowboys, and that is the Panthers. So I mean,
I would disagree.
I don't even give us that.
I would disagree.
I
do not think we could beat the Commanders. I don't think we're going to be even able to beat the Giants at this point. I don't think we're going to beat the Bengals. I don't think we're going to beat the Bucks. I don't think we're going to beat the Eagles, Texans, Falcons. Those are all playoff caliber teams.
Here's my take looking at this. I think the most likely wins for you guys is Falcons, Texans, Giants, Panthers. Those are the most likely wins to me.
I think you're
how did Ricky, how did you guess that the Washington Commanders were going to be good this year?
Guys, I'm trying to tell you, something was smoking out there in the summertime. All they needed was a decent quarter. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Matt Howell, but
Sam Howell.
Jane Daniels is a rookie.
Yeah, Sam Howell.
Sam Howell, that's what I mean. What I call him, Jane. I'm sorry. And then,
Matt.
like I said, Jay Daniels. I thought in the draft, and I think I pretty remember saying that Jay Daniels was going to be a decent quarterback coming out of the draft. I mean, he is a Heisman winner. He is one of those dudes. I mean, nobody knows anything about him. Now they do. And I mean, look what he's done so far just in a few short weeks.
I'm sorry.
Well,
We just gave Hal 3 different damn names. I mean, Ricky's just like Matt Howell, and then we corrected you as Sam, and then Ricky's just like Jake Howell. So now he's just got a whole new name. He's got a whole new name now. Matthew Jacob Samuel Howell. That's his name going forward.
That's
a pretty strong name. I got to be honest. I want him on my team.
That's a very biblical name.
Yeah, that's a name right there. Send him down to Jacksonville.
They still have to go through Philly. I'm still not bought into Philly. If you look at Philly's records, don't get me wrong. I think this past weekend was the first weekend that the Commanders beat a team that was over 500. But I'm still not buying Philly as Philly as the quite up. Oh, we're going to win the division type team. I still haven't bought into that yet. They've played 3 teams over 500 and they've won one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not buying into it yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, like looking at who Philly has beat, I mean, like the only in my opinion, real credible win at this point, in my opinion, is the Packers, and that's it. Because like the Bengals, yeah, you can say, oh, the Bengals fucking suck this year. All right, I'm not. They're in the category of okay, that's whatever. It's a crap team that they beat.
Okay,
Bengals are crap this year. Let me
argue that.
The Bengals are crap this year. Even Joe.
Let me argue that outside of this past game against the Eagles, they haven't been blown out. They lost to the Patriots by 6. They lost to the Chiefs by 1. They lost to the Commanders by 5. They lost to the Ravens by 3.
Garbage.
Well, them and the Jets have something in common. They lost to the Patriots.
Bengals gonna be lucky to make the playoffs this year.
I think they will
make the playoffs.
It's tough.
It's gonna be tough.
The AFC is garbage this year.
That's the only thing that's kind of their saving grace right now. I mean, look at the AFC East, man.
That's awful. That's awful.
Like, look at the AFC East right now. Like, bro, that was the division that we were thinking was gonna potentially have 3 people making it into the playoffs. And now look at them. You have 3 that's gonna be dog shit. Jesus Christ. No. So, any chance Cowboys making the playoffs?
Nope.
No.
All right. Cool.
There's more of a chance for the Giants.
That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. All right, let's keep going around for some overreactions here. My overreaction, and it's not even an overreaction. Fire Flus. I'm done. I mean, like, dude, it should have been done.
Really?
Dude, it should have been done already. Like, this is ridiculous. Don't even say really, man. You watch this team, dude, and like the same stupid mistakes continue to happen. It comes down to coaching, man. Like, how many times is Flus going to allow? How many times is Flus going to get the pass for having historical loss that we should not have? Yes, there were some other situations with that last play. I saw every angle of it. I know, I get it. You know, Tyreek needs to, get it together. I'm not going to completely banish Tyreek from the Bears. He's been a solid player. This is hopefully just one little misstep in the road, and we're going to keep on rocking. Ricky, don't even give me that face because you know I'm right. Because, like, look at the history with Flus. It's like 0-17 on the road. Don't even give me that look. Like, what are we talking about? The coaching has been terrible under Flus's entire regime. Bro, we can all agree, if you can't, you don't know ball. If the Bears were fully committed to getting Caleb like they clearly were, Flus should have been gone this offseason. Up front, you start fresh because we are once again about to repeat.
That.
I knew that. Like, I was on that boat. I'm pissed that we retained him in the offseason because now we look like dumbasses. Dude, the coaching is horrendous. Like, there's some solid plays that happen, right? And it's like, even with an experienced play caller, Shane Waldron, he's still calling the dumbest fucking shit. And it's just like, why are we doing this?
Did you see what I sent you on TikTok?
Maybe. It depends on which one.
Is there any credibility to the fact that the Bears have appealed the final play?
See, okay, I did see that. I didn't even, I have not heard that. I'm pretty sure that probably hasn't happened.
What to appeal?
Yeah.
It's a Hail Mary.
Apparently penalties. I have not seen any viable sources on that. I read that and I was driving and I'm just like, I don't think that's real. And I just moved on.
Okay. Because Ricky, to fill you in, the appeal was that the Bears organization appealed to the NFL.
That's not
that real. The last play there was an atrocious amount of holding on the play, and that they appealed to the NFL to replay the last play of the game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not real.
No, they can't.
I don't think that would ever happen because that would set an unhealthy precedent. Even though I think this is one of the worst years of officiating, top to bottom, at all levels of football that I have seen in a very long time.
Oh yeah, that dude. I am blown away that there was no call at the end of that Thursday night game. That is baffling to me.
That was pretty bad.
Dude, Sam's head was turned backwards. Like, you can't not call that, especially the way that game ended.
So, first of all, the head being backwards is a college rule, not an NFL rule.
It's still a face mask. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying as like a general, like, yo, his head is backwards. That's clearly a face mask.
Yeah. And so, I agree with you on that one. One thing you guys have to also understand is they keep on tweaking the rules to where it's even harder to interpret than what they were before. I'll give you an example. Arkansas LSU game. Clear targeting on a wide receiver. Just about the same thing happens in Georgia. The Georgia player gets ejected. The LSU player does not. And there's no clear distinction. That's the biggest thing, is that there's no clear distinction on what's being called anymore, what they're supposed to be letting go, things of that nature. Because I think one of the big issues they had last year was the amount of penalties that were being thrown during the game. But you got to call the obvious stuff. That's the thing. You just got to call the obvious stuff and keep the obvious stuff. And so, but I do agree. It's been horrendous this year. It has been pretty bad.
Top to bottom, NFL and college.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's been pretty bad. A lot of it is just misinterpretations. And the fact is I guarantee you some of these officers are like, we have way too many penalties going on. We just need to call the obvious. And now they're just missing the point blank obvious rather than just throwing the flag. And it just needs to go back to the way it was.
Did you guys also see that hit on Justin Herbert too?
I did not see that.
That was ridiculous.
That was unbelievable what happened. Ricky, you got to check that out, dude.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, no, Justin got the ball off, and he got hit by a Saints defensive lineman, and that Saints lineman was like doing a gator roll with Justin's leg well after the fact the ball is thrown.
Intentionally trying to hurt him.
Yo, straight up, you got to see this. And Justin's O-lineman came up and just fucking nailed the shit out of that D lineman to get him off.
I do not think an offensive lineman in that matter should be penalized.
I agree.
Do not think so. There's another atrocious call from officiating, but it's when we get to college.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And no, I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
You see it, Ricky?
Yeah, that's definitely intentional.
That's unreal, dude. No, but like anyway, back to the Bears. My overreaction, though. I mean, I don't even call it an overreaction because it's like, dude, I've been talking about this with a couple other Bears fans that I chat with. Like, my stance on the past few weeks has been this. Like, ideally, I don't want to see Flus get fired because I don't want to repeat the same cycle that we've done. But at this point, it's just like, Flus is not taking us to a Super Bowl. I'm just too much of a realist on that, where it's like, at this point, just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. He's not going to be the guy to take us to a Super Bowl. He's just not. He's a great DC. I'm sure he's a great fucking guy, but he's not a great head coach. It's that simple. The play call, the accountability, the coaching in general, like it's not where it needs to be, especially when you have this much talent on this team. I'm sorry. This team is ungodly talented. One of the most talented teams we've had in a while. So, dude, it comes down to the coaching, man. Like, I mean, the coaching's been horrendous. His record speaks for itself. I mean, like, I'm glad we went on a little bit of a stretch there from late last year to now, but like, it was going to end at some point. And there are still some games that I think we can win. I mean, I think we can win the next 2 games for sure. Cardinals will be tough. I think Cardinals have, they've had their highs and lows this year. I think we can win against the Patriots, but we'll see. But man, it's just I'm just in the boat. Just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. I mean, I don't see a point in prolonging this. You're just going to ruin Caleb Williams' development if you do. That's my mindset.
If the Jets can fire a decently good head coach in the middle of the season, why can't the Bears fire a shit coach?
Exactly. It'd be the first time a coach has ever been fired mid-season in Chicago. No, it's never happened before.
So here's the difference, though. The Jets are worse off than what the Bears are right now.
That's true. That's true.
That's because they
morons
put all their eggs in a basket that was already carrying too many eggs.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. I said it last week. It's over. Just kill the Aaron Rodgers deal at the end of the year. Let him go to another team. Let him retire. I don't care. I'm tired of seeing it. It's so bad.
This is the thing, though. Like, well, you want to know a funny fact is currently standing right now, Zach Wilson had a better winning percentage than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I believe it.
What I don't get is the Jets team is pretty decently stacked with talent. They have talent pretty much everywhere. It's not a full unit by all means, but they have talent in pretty much every group of players. They have the skill players. They have the linemen. They just can't put it together. And I honestly think it was a stupid decision to fire their head coach.
Yeah, I'll agree with that part because he was dealt a terrible hand. Let's just put it that way. He was dealt a very terrible hand, and sometimes with terrible hands, who's going to get blamed first? Multimillionaire dudes or the head coach? And usually it's going to be the head coach, unfortunately, in this day and age.
I mean, you can tell just on the sidelines, Rodgers does not have the respect from the younger players that I think he was going to get.
Yeah. I think by sauce, and that's it.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think it's time to move on.
I don't think he'll retire, but I do think he'll go to another team.
I don't know who's going to take him. The Panthers?
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, it would get fans back in their stadium.
It would. It would get fans back in the stadium.
They'd actually make money as a franchise.
Yeah. If I was the Panthers owner, I'd get Aaron down there.
I have an overreaction.
Okay.
The Vikings curse is in effect.
Oh, boy.
I feel like this happens like so often where it's like you'll start like 5-0 for them or whatever. Or in Sam's case, he'll start off hot and then it'll just kind of go down from there.
This is 3 times now. They've started off 5-0 and lost the next 2 games. And the last 2 times this has happened, they lost, I think it was 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they get the Colts this weekend. But Joe Flacco is going to be quarterback.
Yeah,
so
you got Big Dick Joe.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
about to be a different team. All right.
Are you happy?
Huh?
Are you happy
No.
that Anthony Richardson's career is just imploding?
That, yes.
Yeah.
No, like,
What's the next?
I keep messaging Tyler about it, messing with him, you know, because I just think back to the fun little back and forth that me and his buddy Nick had because, you know, he's a Florida fan. I just keep thinking back to that. I'm just like, I thought Anthony Richardson was the guy. I thought he was him. Yeah, he's him at throwing interceptions, and I guess in this case, subbing himself out of the game. That, man, the reaction
Ridiculous.
around that's crazy, bro.
Just kill your career right then and there. You obviously don't have what it takes to compete in the NFL.
Like, dude, that's insane to me. You know, they've only given him 10 starts. That's all he's got. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones is about to go on to 71.
Y'all leave Daniel Jones alone.
I will not leave him alone.
He
He's
doesn't have
garbage.
near the talent around him.
Garbage.
If he had the talent around him like Anthony Richardson did, he'd be a lot better. I promise you that.
Yeah, I think honestly, if Daniel Jones goes to another organization, he's going to have this a similar resurgence in his career like a Jared Goff or Sam Darnold.
I disagree immensely, but that's my opinion. I don't see that in Danny Dimes. All I see in
Give
Danny
him
Dimes
to a
is
team
throwing
that has a good offensive
INT
line.
Dimes.
The Giants have not had a good offensive line since he got drafted.
I mean, I agree. Doesn't change the fact that, you know, he's thrown more pick sixes than touchdowns.
Relax.
I'm just saying.
Still has a
Christ.
positive touchdown to interception ratio. Patrick Mahomes can't even say that.
Yo, that's something wild too. Yeah. So is it an overreaction to say that the Chiefs are dead?
This Chiefs team sucks. They really do.
Like,
I don't know how they've won 7 games in a row.
Like, does this feel like, is it an overreaction to say the Chiefs are like not going to make it to the Super Bowl at all? They're going to get blown out the first playoff game?
I have no opinion because I have a biased opinion on this.
Okay.
I don't.
They'll probably get to the Super Bowl. It's not going to be on the tails of themselves. It'll be on the tails of other outside forces.
So here's something else, guys, that we need to like. Let's sit back a minute. Let's relax a little bit when it comes to the Chiefs.
All right, hold on.
Back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They've played more playoff games than any team in the NFL in the last 6 years, more than any of them. They've been to 3 Super Bowls and 5 AFC Championship games. Relax. They're beat up. That's why they're getting new talent to surround them so that way they can balance it up a little bit. Patrick Mahomes is not. Hang on. Before you go on your tantrum, Patrick Mahomes, you cannot expect.
What is he, a child?
You cannot expect a team that has played so many games. Guys, I've seen it happen in several franchises. You cannot expect a team that's banged up to continue to play at the high elite level without having some kind of break in between. You don't believe me? Go back to the Los Angeles Lakers between 2008 and then look at them in 2012 after they went on that 2011 when they went on 3 back-to-back NBA Finals runs. And Kobe Bryant was completely depleted. He was completely beat up, and his career was never the same after that. It's part of it. It's the NFL. It's a hard, hard league to play in. And everybody, including you guys, put so much on the Kansas City Chiefs because the NFL put so much on Patrick Mahomes and the Travis Kelce situation with Taylor Swift. It's a marketing tool. That's all it really is. And yes, it's football. It's going to happen. You can't be good every year.
2 things. 1, do they really expect D-Hop to have that much of an impact when he is so old?
No,
And
why would
two,
no?
and two, my prediction: the Chiefs lose the next 3 games.
Let's see what we got going on.
I've been picking the Chiefs to lose every single week because I'm like, they're going to lose this. They're going to lose. I even picked them to lose
So
the
it's
Raiders.
your fault.
Hey, they're bound to lose sometime. This team ain't going undefeated. They're not that good.
Lose to the Bucks on Monday night, then lose to the Broncos, then lose to the Bills in Buffalo. I can definitely see that
I can see
Buffalo
that.
one because here's a potential overreaction or a hot take. I mean, it might not be, but, it could be just because of how they always end up going. I'm locking in right now Buffalo to the Super Bowl. Buffalo to the Super Bowl. I'm locking it in.
Oh yes, please put that on the board and put right next to it, Alex on crack. Hashtag
Actually,
Ricky.
hey,
Sure.
Jacob, I'm gonna give you something to put on the board, okay?
Okay.
All right, you ready? Super Bowl
Ready.
matchup. Buffalo Bills
Oh hell.
and the Chicago Bears. No. Not actually.
BS.
Buffalo Bills Super Bowl versus the Bucks or the Lions. I'm locking it in. I'm keeping it locked in.
You and I both know you do not want the Bears to make a Super Bowl because that means your coach sticks around longer.
Yeah, I know. But
You
no.
guys are getting Mike McCarthy next year. That's what's going to happen.
No,
we're getting Mike McCarthy.
No, we're getting Ben Johnson.
Good luck. I hope we fire him mid-season.
We're getting Ben Johnson. Did you guys see the reports on that?
No.
That apparently this last offseason in the past head coaching cycle, that's who Ben Johnson wanted to go to was Chicago. And that's why now the pieces are kind of falling into place. It's like, oh, well, that's why he just went back to Detroit. He's hoping that Flus is going to get fired this year.
Nah, you guys are going to get the Florida State head coach.
Mike Norvell.
Yeah, former UCA Bear.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. He can keep running that dumpster fire down there.
I honestly think, here's a wild prediction. I think the Denver Broncos are going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, look,
You're welcome, Shane.
I acknowledge the AFC is weak, but that's a take. The way Ricky had
What the hell just came out of your mouth?
I believe in Bo Nix.
Oh, for the love of God. The Denver Broncos. Broncos.
As of right now, the teams that would be in the playoffs today for the AFC is the Chiefs, Texans, Steelers, Bills, Broncos, Ravens, Chargers, Colts.
And of all those teams that are on there, Denver might be the second best team.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, the second worst team.
What? You have the Colts and the Chargers in there, man.
They're not better than the Chargers.
They are.
Wait.
Huh?
Wait, hold on.
They're not better than the Chargers.
You saying the Chargers are better than the Broncos?
Yes, they're not better than the Bills.
I mean, yeah, Broncos.
They're not better than the Ravens.
And they're not better than the Ravens or the Bills, but they can still make it.
I'd put them a little bit over the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put them over the Chargers right now.
I would put them over anybody else besides the Chargers and maybe the Colts.
Yeah, but everybody else is going to eat themselves alive.
Here, Lord, here we go. The Denver Broncos making the Super Bowl.
Broncos, Commanders, Super Bowl. Book it.
Oh.
I'll fucking write it down. I'll write it down. I'm writing it down.
Rookie QBs facing off in the Super Bowl. That would be legendary.
Oh, man.
This class would go down in history forever.
I said the Commanders were going to win the division. I didn't say they were going to make it to the Super Bowl.
You got to make it past Detroit in that regard, man. I'm telling you, from the NFC side, I think everything goes through Detroit. I'm telling you right now.
It's on the board.
All right.
Oh.
Lock it in.
Overreaction Tuesday is great, y'all. Overreaction Tuesday is great.
I still believe in the Bucks, though. I'm gonna tell you that. I know they're 4-4, and I know they're doing some injuries, but I still believe in this team. I really do.
They're dealing with a decent amount of injuries on the defense.
Yeah, if they can get things kind of sorted out here, I believe in this team. But overall, I think it's gonna be the Detroit Lions representing the NFC.
Well, they're another team like the Bengals, who their losses, aside from one, have been extremely close. Aside from their loss week 3 against the Broncos, which was 26-7, they lost to the Falcons by 6 points. They lost to the Ravens by 10. They lost to the Falcons by 5. Now, their next 2 games are going to be decently tough. But the 49ers suck this year.
Yo,
am I the only one that thinks that?
No, I mean they do. They do. I mean that division over there is rough. I mean you got 4-4, 4-4, 4-4, 3-4. You know, like that division over there is something else right now, man.
Would you say that's the worst division in the league currently?
No. No.
Who's the worst division?
AFC East.
True.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you that much.
Every team has 2 wins besides Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean by far, like just from a record standpoint and what these teams are putting on the field, I don't think that's an overreaction at all. I think that's a very fair, lukewarm reaction. You know, I think it's a very cold reaction at that, you know. Now here's.
Do you think? Sorry.
No, you go ahead. No, you go.
Do you guys, if you can name one team, what is one team you guys believe is going to bounce back that is currently sub 500?
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay.
That is a great question. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, let me
that
take
way
a little peeky poo. So sub 500, who is going to bounce back? So I already see one that I am a believer in. And honestly, looking at it, I think it might be the only team, and that's going to be the Los Angeles Rams. Lock it.
I have 2 teams. That's the Rams and the Bengals.
Yeah, lock it in. Lock it in.
I think you're smoking something, Alex.
Whoa, buddy.
Yep,
Buddy.
You're definitely smoking something.
Buddy.
2-game win streak.
They're starting to cook.
To be honest, outside of the next game against the Seahawks, they play the Dolphins and the Patriots, which should be 2 wins. The Eagles probably lost.
Yeah.
Saints win. Bills lost. 49ers win. Jets win. Cardinals win. Seahawks win.
Yeah. See?
They're not beating the 49ers.
I think that's quite possible.
They already did this year.
Yeah. See?
They won't beat them twice.
I think that's quite possible. 49ers stink.
It's been a while since the Rams have beat the 49ers twice in a season.
That division's pretty competitive.
It
is. I mean, they all pretty suck this year, but they're decently competitive with one another.
Yeah. It's that West Coast football, baby. It's that West Coast football. If only we had a conference in college football that really represented the West Coast football mentality. That'd be a cool idea. Anyway.
Mountain West?
Yeah, close enough. If only there was another one, you know.
If only there was a power conference.
Yeah, you know, something over on the Pacific side of the country.
Go Cougs, they're ranked.
Hey, shut up. hey, speaking of, did you see the Beavs Cougs for next year? Yeah, Ricky, did you see that?
Season.
Yeah, Beavs Cougs are playing each other twice next year.
That's sad.
Yeah, they're playing each other
sad.
at each other's home stadium, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
They are trying whatever they can to keep the pack alive, man.
Yep.
Oh.
Well,
the pack's gonna be living next year. They're adding teams.
Yeah, don't they have to add one more though?
They do.
Okay, so they're not fully alive yet.
I think it's gonna be either UNLV or USF.
I swear to Christ. I'm so done with this stupid geographic bullshit. Just make everything geographic, man.
I also heard Memphis as well.
I hate what college football has become.
I've heard Texas State.
Oh man, it's terrible. This is terrible. Oh, this is bad.
I hate what college football has become. I really do.
Me too. Me too. Oh, this is bad.
Like, it's just so stupid to me, dude. Like,
Wow.
I like the thing that blows me away as well, though, is like I think so much back to what Chip Kelly talked about when he was still at UCLA, right? Where it's just like, why can't it just be a football thing, you know? Like, I understand there's a lot of money, I get it, but it's just like there's a lot of programs that are going to hurt by this travel, this geographic bullshit, you know?
This is why there's some stuff in the woodworks as far as competitors go to the NCAA. I think, and I will predict within the next 5 years, the NCAA will be a thing of the past.
I don't know about that one. That's a hot take.
There is, as far as I'm aware, there is 2 other, I don't know what you want to call it, franchises or leagues or whatever, that are building some momentum and have been talking to a lot of major colleges across the country. They're trying to put the game back into the university's hands instead of it being a money grabber game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what it should be.
Which one? Money grabber game or in the college's hands?
In the college's hands.
Okay, yeah.
That's the way it should be. Because right now, the way that the NCAA is lined up, there's no contracts or anything like that. You might as well contract the players if you're going to hold them to any kind of standard. The transfer portal is ridiculous. The NIL deal is ridiculous.
The NIL killed what we know is good football.
It's killed it. Exactly. It's killed it.
They could have done it the right way, but they chose to do it the wrong way. They chose to do it the JP Morgan monopoly way.
See, if they all right, Jacob, I'm going to entertain you, okay?
Okay.
So let's say there is a new league on the way. Here's my pitch, if that would ever happen, right? My pitch would just go do the Super League thing, right? Because ultimately we know that's what it's going towards anyway, right? So here's my pitch. Just copy the NFL. 32 teams. If you want to knock it down to 16, knock it down to 16. 32 teams, X amount in the West, X amount in the North, X amount in the South, X amount in the West. And of course, it does include some Central. You know what I mean? Just depending on if they're South Central, North Central, whatever. Just do it that way. Boom, lock it in divisions. You got your 32-team Super League. You still have college football in another regard for some other schools. You know, you get the Super League that they've always wanted. There you go. Lock it in. I don't think it's going to happen. It's tough for me to envision NCAA going away, but anything could happen. That's very challenging for me just because of how much money it makes. It's tough for me to see big colleges. I feel like that'd be a league where you would see the smaller colleges go over there. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of see.
Depends on how much money's involved.
It does depend on how much money's involved.
Big
money talks to those big schools like Ohio State, Penn State, Alabama, Texas. Money talks big time.
Yep.
Yeah, but here's the thing at hand, gentlemen. If any league were to come in and do this, they would have to buy out the NCAA. They would have to buy out all these TV deals for the NCAA.
True.
You're talking about. Gosh, I don't even want to put a number on it. It's probably beyond billions of money at this point, just because of all the stuff that goes into it.
Does the NCAA have contracts with the universities?
The NCAA leads the regulations of these universities. They would have to pay exit fees to the NCAA.
What if they all do it at once?
Let them do it at once. The NCAA would be nothing but a rich corporation. Everybody in there to get rich.
They'd be done.
There's people there that wouldn't need money anymore, that's for sure.
I wish death upon the NCAA.
Damn. Hey, serious question though, like realistically, how far away, years wise, do you guys think that we are from seeing like a super conference in college football?
A decade
or less, because that's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling decade or less.
Yeah, probably so. But I've stated it before, and I'll state it many times. Having a super conference is a terrible
Oh,
idea.
100%. No, I'm not for
Unless
it.
that Super Conference has their own intra playoff to get into the playoff.
So at that point, that's what I was thinking about. At that point, I feel like you would add just another level to the NCAA, and you would kind of bump everyone down one. That's my personal opinion. Like I don't think Division One. If that would happen, I don't think Division One needs to be divided into 3 categories. At that point, sorry FCS, you're considered Division Two. Sorry Division Two, you're now Division Three. Sorry Division Three, you're now Division Four. And Division One is Division 1A and Division 1B, kind of how it is now with FBS, FCS. That's my personal opinion on if they ever went that way. If they ever did a super conference, it needs to be like its own sub league of NCAA. Again, I don't want this to happen. Let me make that very clear. I think it's fucking stupid. I think what's happened to college football now is fucking stupid. That's just, I think, the best course of action to balance out a stupid super conference is that it's simply just its own league of college football. Which is almost like the same idea as this completely separate college league. Just do the same thing within NCAA. Same thing. 32 teams, 16 teams, whatever you want to do. X amount in the West, X amount in the North, X amount in the East and the South. Just do it that way. Make a copy NFL's kind of layout somewhat and just go from there. I think that works. Anyway, talking about college football, though, any big surprise from the weekend? Jacob, you had an officiating thing that you wanted to shout out.
Yeah. How about that targeting call that got called back the day after Ohio State's game?
Where it got called back the day after?
The day after, it got appealed and got called back. That it was not targeting, and he will not. The player will not serve a half game suspension.
Man, I didn't see this. What happened?
They called targeting because they thought that his shoulder hit the quarterback's head, but it really didn't. To put it bluntly, well, let me see if I can find. Look at the clip. See if you can find the clip.
All right. Yeah. Let me look it up. See if I can get my hands on this. All right. Let me look.
It was a defensive game against Nebraska, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, outside of Nebraska getting blown out by Indiana last week or 2 weeks ago at this point, Nebraska's not that bad of a team this year.
With Patrick Mahomes Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh, I see the play. I see the play you're talking about.
Yeah, that's not targeting.
But it was called targeting, and it almost cost us the game.
Well, no, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to call the targeting. The replay official is the one who determines if it's targeting or not.
And
and it was definitive proof, according to the replay official.
And it did get appealed, though?
It did get appealed. The player will not serve his half-game suspension this coming week.
That's crazy.
But again, if that would have cost us that game, but it also got appealed, that would have ruined everything.
Right. Like, imagine if you guys lost the game because that play, really helped them out, put them in a different position, whatever, and then it gets appealed and gets reversed. Like, what happens then? It's like, oh, well, eat shit.
Exactly.
Ron Day needs to be fired anyway. Be all right.
True.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Oh.
I also am starting to lose confidence in Chip Kelly.
That's not surprising.
I'm also starting to lose confidence in our defensive coordinator, Knowles.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it to you this way, Jacob. I know you don't want to hear this.
Uh-oh.
But you need to pray that Michigan beats y'all again for a 4th year in a row, so that way Ron Day is for sure gone.
That's actually a fair point. If it happens again, Ron's gone, Bubba.
If
we are to lose another game this regular season, it better be to Indiana because they're the most deserving.
I agree.
What about Penn State?
That team is still leading the Big Ten right now.
What about Penn State?
Fuck Tyler.
Agreed. Fuck you, Tyler.
How is Penn State the number 3 team in the country? I have no idea.
Because everybody else can't win their big games.
True.
Very true.
This has been a weird year for college football.
Hasn't played anybody. The only team that they've played is Illinois.
You know what? The funny thing is, Tyler would agree with you 1,000,000%. Tyler would be 100% like, I don't know why the hell we ranked 3rd. Also, Jacob, I was going to ask your opinion. What'd you think about your former quarterback's amazing performance this past weekend? That's a tough outing, man. That's a tough day at the office.
That was a really tough outing.
That's a tough day.
I don't wish that on my worst of enemies.
I mean, you throw 64 passes, you throw 5 interceptions, no touchdowns. I mean, man, when I tell you that guy had a rough outing against Pittsburgh, let me tell you, ooh, buddy.
And against Pitt of all teams, really?
Yeah.
You've played tougher teams this year than Pitt.
Right. No, tough day at the office for that one, man. I was going to ask you guys, is there any team that's ranked that you look at them and then you're just like, huh, look at that? Because I definitely have mine.
BYU.
Well, yes, because I felt that way towards BYU for like the past 5 years. But that's not who I was actually looking at.
Well, time out.
Wow,
You've been bragging on BYU for the last 4 years. What are you talking about, Jacob? BYU. You've been bragging on them like crazy.
They are ranked 9th in the country right now.
That's because they're
Who
dominating.
have they played? They
Kansas
beat
State. Kansas
K-State.
Yeah. Oklahoma State, I guess.
Oklahoma State sucks.
I know, but it's something.
They are 0 for 5 in the conference. The conference that they were supposed to take over.
Well, here's the sad part. They're probably going to win out. I think the only loss the only team that they could possibly lose to is at Arizona State. And that's just Arizona State.
Are you talking about BYU?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a team that's going to beat them right now. There's just not.
No, the team that I was looking at though, that they're just like they've just quietly snuck their way up there, and that's Iowa State at 11.
Yeah, Iowa State. I'm like how are they still undefeated?
Yeah, like you look at their schedule though, and it's just like, all right, so you haven't really beat anyone mega notable besides when you beat ranked Iowa at the time in week 2. But it's still just like the sad part is they could go undefeated too. Look at the rest of their schedule. Home versus Texas Tech, at Kansas, home versus Cincy, at Utah, and then home versus Kansas State. I mean, you got maybe 1 loss in there, maybe 2. Like, sad part is they could finish potentially undefeated. They've been quietly just doing their thing.
You also look at Army.
What are the odds that Army wins out? Because obviously Navy couldn't handle Notre Dame. Can Army?
I don't know if Army can either. And again,
I'm going to say no.
It's football's a game of matchups. They may have a better matchup than what Navy did.
And we're feeding these ranked teams to Notre Dame so they can get back into freaking playoffs.
I know. It pisses me off because Notre Dame's overrated as fuck. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I'm starting to disagree, but yeah, I want to agree.
Like, it wouldn't shock me if Notre Dame lost to Florida State. I'm just kidding.
I've heard the rumbles that there is an upset alert.
They're not losing to Florida State.
That's a joke.
Florida State has at least one more win in them this year, right?
No.
Not against Notre Dame.
No. They're done. They're done. They had their one win. They hopefully they enjoy it. They're done. At least that's what I'm manifesting.
Okay, but let me if we're talking about the rankings right now, let me circle back real quick. Why is Indiana only 13?
That's fair.
That is fair.
Yes, they have not played people, but they have dominated in every aspect of the game.
Yep.
Indiana is playing this year like the Alabamas in the past have played.
Coach Sig, baby. Right, so Coach Sig's doing his thing.
All he does is win.
Yep.
He's a winner.
So the only other team on Florida State's schedule that they can beat is probably Charleston Southern.
Yep.
Everybody else they'll lose to. Now they have a shot against North Carolina, but their offense is complete. Florida State's just that bad. They're not gonna beat Florida. Florida's not that good, but Florida State's just that terrible.
True.
Yeah, I have one more win on here.
here's the thing, boys, about the Big Ten. It's pretty much a lock that Oregon is going to be in the Big Ten championship because they don't play anybody else. They play Michigan, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Should all be 4 wins right there for Oregon.
Yep.
Here's where things get very interesting. Indiana and Penn State are undefeated. Ohio State has 1 loss, and that is to Oregon. Those 3 teams play one another. Still. It's up in the air whether that last team, the second team in the Big Ten championship, is Indiana, Penn State, or Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys think it'll be?
Ohio State.
I'm gonna say Ohio State.
They moved the Penn State game to noon for a reason, dude. There's a reason why they're not.
Yeah, it was moved.
There's a reason it's not a whiteout. There's a reason for that. They want Ohio State to win. Play the simple.
Is it bad? Is it really, really bad that I kind of want it to be Indiana?
No,
I kind of want to see Indiana win the Big Ten this year.
No, that's just even though that's your conference, right? That's just you tipping your hat, man. I respect that. I assume safely, even though they're in the same conference, you have no ill will towards Indiana, right?
Oh no, they're like one of the few teams in the Big Ten that I really don't have ill will towards.
Okay, so
it's
kind of like on the NFL side of things, and I know this team is just like, oh, well, you can't hate this team no matter what. Dude, it's like me with the Lions. I understand they've been a historic, long-time rival, but it's like, dude, I want to see them go to the Super Bowl. Let's fucking go. I'm pumped for this team. It's a tip of hat of respect. So, no, I feel you.
I would not be surprised if there's 4 Big Ten teams in the playoffs.
Sure. Same thing with SEC.
Especially if they all have less than 2 losses.
Yeah.
Because there's a way that Indiana, Penn State, and Ohio State could all end up with just 1 loss.
Yeah.
Same with Oregon.
Yeah.
I think there's more of a chance the Big Ten gets 4 than the SEC gets 4 this year. They're not as
true.
Might have Georgia in there. Vanderbilt could have if they beat Texas, but that is
okay. Is Clemson back?
I saw
their schedule's that week.
Dude, I saw something wild too where I had to ask myself that same thought where Cade is 3rd or 4th on the Heisman running, and I'm just like, what happened? What happened?
He's he has Heisman stats right now.
Yeah, he does. Not like it matters. There's a clear Heisman winner.
No, the Heisman's a lock. It will be. Is his last name Genty?
Yeah.
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 It's a lock.
I got to tell you, boys, it feels so fun and it feels so good to me that we're back to a year of college football where there is that clear Heisman winner. You know what I mean? Because for the past few Heisman winners, it just feels like we're just giving it to a good player. That's my opinion. Jaden was a great example. You gave it to a good player. You didn't give it to the player. You know what I mean? That's the vibe I've had for the past few Heismans.
You think someone got snubbed last year?
I stand my case on last year like I did the year before. I think it's complete and utter bullshit that a guy can get injured at the very end of the season and it automatically gets taken out. It should have been, to me, it was Jordan Travis to me. And it was Hendon Hooker before. I think that's bullshit that they're not even in the conversation just because they get injured. If they get injured week 5 and they're done for the year, yeah, sure. No, I get it. But when you're injured at the literal end of the year and you have end of the year stats for the season, all right, what are we doing? That's bullshit, in my opinion.
Well, I can agree with you. I think especially I don't think last year was so much of a proponent of giving it to the best player or the best player as 2022 was when Caleb Williams won.
Yeah.
They didn't beat anybody. They didn't win a natty. They didn't do any of that.
Yep. And, obviously, Caleb, my guy over in Chicago, going to support him. But no, 100%. I mean, his season was another year of it just went to a good player. It didn't go to the player, because it's when I say like it didn't go to the player, it's not necessarily like, oh, I think someone got snubbed or whatever. Like, well, yeah, I think Jordan Travis and Hendon Hooker should have been in conversations because they were like, dude, they were like the guys, those years. But I just more so mean like I don't feel like college football has had the guy for a few years. That's my personal opinion. It wasn't Caleb. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Like I don't think they've had the guy since like Trevor Lawrence and Burrow. Justin Fields, like those were guys, man. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like we've had that for the past few years.
I can agree with that because 2022 it was let's see, Caleb, Max Dugan, Stetson Bennett, CJ Stroud. That was the second year CJ got nominated.
Yep.
Then
you had Bryce.
2021, Bryce Young, Kenny Pickett, Aiden Hutchinson, CJ Stroud. And Bryce won that. I still don't think Bryce should have won that. I honestly think Aiden Hutchinson should have won that, but and Kenny Pickett, who?
His one amazing season. And then of course you had, Devontae Smith. So shout out to him. He had an incredible year.
Did they win the Natty that year?
I think so. Didn't he?
That was the COVID year.
Let me look.
No, that was Joe Burrow's year.
No, the champion.
That was LSU's 15-0 run.
No, the year that Devontae won the Heisman, Alabama won the championship.
Was it?
Yeah,
I got it right here.
What? Yeah, because Joe Burrow, when he won the Heisman, he also won the national championship.
Yeah, it was 2019. The 2019 season was the LSU championship in the 2020 year.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
Yeah. No, so I mean, like, I don't know. It feels pretty cool that we're coming into this year for the Heisman, and in my opinion, we've got like, it's Ashton's trophy, but like you've also got a really good second guy there with Travis Hunter. I mean, he's doing some incredible things with how he's playing the game right now on both sides of the ball as much as he is. So if it just feels good. It's like, oh man, we're back to some college football where we got like, the guys. You know what I mean? You have like the guys out there. So that's pretty cool. I like that. How
is Colorado ranked?
That is a good question. I saw that too when I was looking at like standings and stuff, and I was just like, oh, would you look at that?
They haven't played anybody. They haven't beat anybody.
Yeah, they've been a very mid-ass team this year, huh? In the AP top 25. Can we get an astounding fuck the AP?
Very true. Fuck the AP.
Facts. On another note, though, in my wheelhouse, Miami got over their biggest hurdle, and the rest is going to be smooth sailing. Undefeated season. Done. Locked in.
Were you nervous?
Oh, 100%. I really was.
It was 17-7 at halftime, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm not even fucking around. I was nervous going into the game. Like, I'm telling you, that was the type of game that Miami could randomly lose they should not fucking lose. Because it's just what they do. So, yeah, I was nervous. And now the rest of the season, I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, Miami's had some struggles, but I think we can finish off these last 4 games. I think we can finish 12-0.
So you agree that Miami should be in the top 5?
Yes.
Do you think they'll win the ACC?
Yes.
Because as of right now, they'd play Clemson.
Yep, I think they'll beat Clemson.
Actually, there's a good chance if SMU if SMU wins out, they could also be in the ACC championship.
Oh, that's right, they are in the ACC.
Imagine that. Imagine a team that came from a group of 5 comes into a Power 5 and wins it.
Right, in year 1. Isn't that crazy?
That would be insane. But it would be something that SMU could do. I like the SMU program. I think they're a program that could stick around for a few years.
I mean, they have quite the hurdle this weekend with Pitt. It's going to be a good game this weekend.
Just sucks that everything that SMU is doing to get the death penalty is now legal.
Yeah, right? Facts, bro. Facts. No,
who do you guys think? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the ACC is just really interesting right now. Because it's like, dude, you look at the SMU. It's like if they get past Pitt, right, they can very easily finish out undefeated. Miami, again, I feel like they got over their biggest hurdle with Florida State because even though they suck, that's like our kryptonite. It's just like,
They
you know,
still got to go to Georgia Tech.
I understand, you know, Jacob's preseason favorite. You know, and there are some tough games on here, yeah, but I think Miami can very easily finish out 12-0. And then Clemson, I think they could win out. I mean, I think South Carolina could be an L just because that seems to be a recent kryptonite for them. You know, got a tough game with Pitt, got a very tough game this weekend with Louisville. That's going to be up in the air on that one. But it's going to be interesting to see how the ACC plays out. I'll be honest with you.
I don't want to fucking talk about Georgia Tech anymore, man.
You don't want to keep rocking with that prediction, buddy?
Wing and a miss.
Hey, you were looking hot there for a week.
Yeah, for a whole week. Well, I mean, okay. So if you look at Georgia Tech, I mean, there's a couple blowouts. Never mind. I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt. There's a couple blowouts. I mean, Notre Dame and Louisville.
Louisville's a good team, though, this year.
Are they?
In my opinion, yeah.
I don't know. They're up and down.
They are a team that's going to go to a bowl game and have a good time in a bowl game.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think that Boise State pretty much has locked in that 12th seed, or at least a Group of 5 representative?
I mean, until someone finds a way to stop Ashton, I mean, I say yes, because my question to you, who else would it be? Who else would be that Group of 5?
Yeah, because the only Group of 5 team that's in the top 25 right now, other than them, is Army.
Yeah.
Looking on the outside, it's Memphis.
Time out. One thing we haven't mentioned so far. Kennesaw State beating Liberty. We haven't mentioned that yet.
Shout out to Kennesaw State. Anyway, continue.
Kennesaw State's better than Georgia at this point.
Oh, my gosh.
Shout out to Kennesaw State. What a win.
If you're looking on the outside in, as far as Group of 5 teams go, you have Memphis sitting at 27, Tulane at 28, Navy at 29, UNLV at 31. Hold on. Lafayette is getting votes?
Lafayette's really good, dude.
Are they?
They've only lost one game.
You not about the Raging Cajuns?
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, they beat James Madison.
Yeah, they're playing Texas State right now, buddy.
Are they? Who's winning?
That's a good question. It just says live on my side. Let me click on it. Raging Cajuns, of course. 7-6. Second quarter.
You know what team I really like right now? That is 6-2.
What's
And
that?
currently playing right now as well is Sam Houston.
Yeah, they've been balling this year.
Well, of course, the Conference USA is pretty shit.
Oh my God, I know. That conference is fighting for survival, like to an aggressive level.
Now
Like,
that Liberty lost, that there went their chances.
I know.
I'm sorry. I think it was Monroe that beat James Madison because it was Lafayette. Lafayette's got, let's see here. Their only loss was Tulane. Of course, those two don't matter. They beat Wake Forest at Wake Forest, Southern Miss, App State, and Coastal Carolina. So yeah, this is a pretty big one. Louisiana Monroe, however, they're 5-2, and I think they beat James Madison by 2 at home. They got blown out by freaking South Alabama.
What is going on with the Louisiana teams?
NIL. Transfers.
It would just chalk it up to the NIL.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the default answer on everything. Also,
do you guys think there's a team that will beat Boise State though? Remaining, they have San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming, Oregon State.
Oregon State's they probably got the best chance, but
Oregon State sucks this year.
Yeah, they
That
struggling.
is true. But who? I know San Diego State's not going to beat them. Who else did you mention?
Wyoming, San Jose State, and Nevada.
San Jose State probably has the best chance of those, but no, Wyoming's horrible. The rest of them aren't very good. Now, I would say San Jose State has a chance. Oregon State has a puncher's chance, but no.
So we're pretty much locking in Boise State then.
In my mind, yeah, I think they're going to finish out with just that one loss to Oregon, which is obviously a very close game.
I think they could finish out in the top 10 for sure.
I agree. I mean, I feel like, besides losing to Oregon, I feel like they got past their biggest hurdle, and that's UNLV.
Yeah.
Like, that's their biggest hurdle.
Yeah, because that was the game to decide who was going to be. We all knew it was going to be a representative from the Mountain West
Yeah.
or Memphis.
Yeah. Basically, it was that was what it came down to.
So, I mean, and the thing is, Oregon's the number 1 team in the country. They just beat the number at that point, number 3 team in the country.
Yep.
By only 3 points. They only lost to Oregon by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at Oregon.
Yep.
Can we say Boise State might win a natty this year?
No.
You're not gonna buy into Ashton taking them all the way to the natty?
No.
Put it on the board.
Goodness.
Put it on the board. Boise State going to Boise
Fine.
State going to the national championship.
For you?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Going or winning?
Winning. I don't care. Go ahead and put it out.
Mind.
I don't give a shit. I'm here for the bad takes.
So you don't think a group of 5 team can make the national championship, Ricky?
No, no. They're not winning the natty.
Oh, you
Come
think
on,
BYU's
people,
going to win the
react.
natty?
Oh, put it on the board. Put it on the board for Ricky.
I'm putting it on the board for you, Ricky.
Put it on the board for Ricky.
I'm not picking BYU to win the natty.
Yo, in all seriousness, this is a weird year where I can't get a gauge on who's going to go to the natty. You know what I mean? You can leave
Vanderbilt. You put it on the board.
There's a bunch of good teams.
I know. You can leave that on the board, Jacob, on the slight hairball chance they make it. I want to say I called it.
He'll take those odds.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. What do I got to lose? I got nothing to lose and everything to win. Let's go.
Okay, so that's hold on. Let's look at if the playoffs were to happen today.
Okay.
Let's do that.
This is as of 11 hours ago, so this is accurate.
Hey,
I'll
sidebar. When is the playoff? The first set of brackets.
Next Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm putting this in football chat.
Okay. Oh.
As of right now, those are the standings.
Okay. Right on.
Out of those matchups, at least in the first round, which one stands out to you the most as an upset?
Boise State at Penn State.
Yeah.
No cap. Being completely serious.
So I don't want to play Clemson again, man.
Hey, let me give the visual for people listening, whether it's video or audio. So the predictor that we got here is 12th seed Boise State going to visit 5th seed Penn State. We've got 9th seed Notre Dame going to visit 8th seed Tennessee, 10th seed Texas A&M going to visit 7th seed Texas, 11th seed Clemson going to visit 6th seed Ohio State, 1 seed Oregon bye, 2 seed Georgia bye, 3 seed Miami bye, 4 seed BYU bye.
That's crazy to hear.
It is, right?
Hey, that Boise State going to the natty may not be such a bad thing if this is the way the bracket is. So I think you might be on something. You may not be smoking something after all, man.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Like if this
what happens? What happens if it's Miami against Boise State? I mean, come on, man. Would you be mad if Boise State won?
Oh yeah, I'd be pissed. What are we talking about? But if they did win, I can say I called it. But it would be the funniest joke of all time that it was against one of my teams. It's like the football gods are listening, and it's just like, oh, you want to manifest Boise State getting there and winning? Okay, but we're gonna have them beat your team though. Have fun, buddy.
Here's an interesting thing, at least as far as I'm concerned, with Ohio State in this matter. We play Clemson, who it would be a rematch. It would be a classic rematch. Then we would play Miami, another classic rematch.
Should have won that natty.
It would be either up to Georgia or Texas, because Texas A&M is not making it out of that bracket.
No.
Which would both be rematches. Texas being more of a classic rematch than Georgia.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That
We would have to face both newer and older ghosts of Ohio State's past and present to make it to the natty.
Yeah, if you guys are coming to Miami, you're gonna fucking lose. Suck my fucking nut, you piece of shit. The moment these two teams cross path, Jacob, all those OHs I did with you through out the window. This is personal.
Yeah, you ain't getting this. You are not getting that.
No, if we win, I'm getting that the next show. If you show up.
So for my understanding, so according to that, you can play the Peach Bowl. So you won't get that chance. Now, from my understanding, if I could be wrong, but I think the number 1 seed, like in the semifinals, they get a choice to play where they want to play at, and there's 2 different venues they get a choice from.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
I think so. I think I heard that correctly. I'll have to look that up.
Out of these standings, though, if it was this playoff bracket, who has the easiest, and who do you think would win the Natty? Who has the easiest path, and who is your guys' prediction?
So easiest path, in my opinion, looking at this bracket that I already laid out for the people listening, would have to be that little trio down in the bottom right. BYU, Boise State, Penn State. Any of those teams, in my opinion, like that side of the board has the easiest route. Same thing with Oregon on that side, being on the side of where, going against the winner of Tennessee, Notre Dame, then going against the winner of those other 3 I just named. I feel like that right side is the easiest path to get in. That left side is a fucking gauntlet. Like that left side's brutal, bro. Like, so, me looking at this, firing it out, right? I got Texas beating Texas A&M, okay? Then I've got Georgia beating Texas again and going to the semifinals on that side. Then I've got Ohio State beating Clemson. Then I have Miami beating Ohio State, you son of a bitch. And then I have probably Miami beating Georgia. Let's go. What are we talking about? Then I have Tennessee beating Notre Dame. Biased. I have Oregon beating Tennessee. Then down on the bottom, I got Boise State beating Penn State as an upset. I would even go as far to say Boise State's going to beat BYU, making an Oregon Boise matchup. Can Boise win the rematch? I say no. Oregon goes to the Natty. Miami goes to the Natty. Oregon wins the Natty if it went that way. Just throwing that out there into the universe. No, Jacob, I'm serious, man. I love you to death. But if Miami and Ohio State meet in the playoffs, everything's out the window. It's personal.
First of all, I think Boise could beat Oregon in a rematch.
I think so too, legitimately. Like when I picked Oregon just now, it was with the mindset of it's going to be another close ass game. Wouldn't that be crazy though? That the first year we do the 12-team playoff, the 12th team makes it to the Natty. I want that to happen so damn bad now, bro. Please.
If any team, it would be Boise.
Oh, 100%.
If any team.
Like, I hope and pray that in the first year of this 12-team playoff, someone outside the top 4 makes it. I hope and pray. Really, genuinely hope and pray that happens. Like, let's really set a staple down. Let's send a statement that this was the right decision to make for college football. Because obviously I think it is. And let's really send the statement with that 10, 11, or 12 seed making it and winning some playoff games. You know what I mean? Like, let's really send a statement.
Listen. Kellen Moore is with Boise State. Hey. They are making the Natty this year.
Yeah, let's go.
Any team deserves it out of the group of 5, it is Boise State.
I didn't even know he went back to Boise State. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Hold up. That's awesome. Wait, no, Kellen Moore is with the Eagles. What are you talking about?
That's not what I meant, man. I thought like spiritually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right over your head.
Dude, it was. I thought you meant he went back there to coach.
It brushed your fucking man bun and everything.
Dude, it really did. Like, I thought you meant he went back to the coach because he hadn't been doing shit in the NFL. Apparently, he's an offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Shout out to that. No wonder they stink. Man, he's got some great NFL career statistics, let me tell you.
Who, Kellen?
Yeah. His NFL statistics is something, man. You got 3 seasons, didn't throw a snap. And then for the Cowboys, you got 2 games he played, 3 games he played, 2 starts, 4 tuds, 6 picks, and then he had the next 2 years didn't play a single snap.
Dude, I pulled for him I wanted him to be the successor to Tony Romo.
Right.
I believed. And then it got all fuckery. He got injured and then became a coach.
Yep. He should go down to the college ranks. I think that'd be a good move for him.
Do you think that the one team in this playoff bracket that doesn't have a snowball's hell on the chance to win in it, or even winning the first game, is Texas A&M?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Don't sleep on the Aggies.
No, them and Notre Dame, they're done.
Disrespect y'all put on the
I think
Texas
Notre Dame
A&M
might be able to
Aggies.
beat Tennessee.
Shut up, Ricky.
The disrespect you put on the Texas A&M Aggies. What else do they have to prove? They got a new football coach to come down there and take over, and they're in the top and they're in the playoff bracket right now.
Yeah, the makeshift bracket.
I'm just saying, y'all
Oh,
relax.
I can't wait for next week because it's gonna be the playoff committee's gonna be so fucking biased. I can't wait, boys.
Yeah. So what time does that start next week?
I think 7 as per usual Eastern time.
And that's Tuesday.
Unless it's Tuesday.
Oh wait, so it starts at 7.
Ooh, I don't know actually because the election is next Tuesday, so I don't know if it'll be pushed back or not.
Yeah, the election's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great question. Is college football playoff going to get pushed back?
I'll be sure to watch a terrible football show next week. It's going to be a terrible election no matter who wins.
Yeah, I guess we're going to find out when that's going to be. I don't know. Because we always do our live reaction to it, but we'd have to move the show around a little bit to make that happen if we did that this year. If that was the case and they moved it. I could totally see ESPN wanting to move it too.
I could totally see them wanting to move it up an hour. Because 7 o'clock is when all the first polls close.
That's fair. I guess we need to hammer that out. So in terms of terrible football show, stay tuned. I'll try to post it on Twitter or just see whenever the show restream the listing goes up to the live show. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out when it's going to be. We'll do our best to live react to it. So the show may go back to the normal start time of like 5 o'clock or something. 5 o'clock Central time, that is.
The first one starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The college football playoff?
Yeah, the rankings.
Okay, so rankings. they are keeping it in that slot.
Yes.
Okay.
Why not? Might as well.
But the following week, November 12th, it's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I mean, technically, we'd still probably be live around there. It'd be the tail end of the show, but we'd still be live.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess shout out to that. Speaking of live, holy shit, I just realized we've been live for an hour and a half. You guys want to get to picks?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah, been live for a little bit.
NFL first.
Sure, I can do that. Buddy. Sure thing, friend.
I have been garbage at my NFL picks.
Yo, guys, you want me to be honest on that? I have not checked the leaderboards one time until last week, where someone said something about they're trying to keep their standing, and it dawned on me, oh yeah, I should probably go check where I'm at. I am not doing that great. I legit have not checked any records this year for picks. I'm just flying with it and just having fun.
I had the lead in college football until my pick last week sucked real bad.
Hey,
I am the only one that has a negative record right now.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Hey, before we get into picks, question, Ricky, you do have the app downloaded, right?
Yes, the app is downloaded.
Thank
Here, I'll show
God.
it to you.
I can't let you just get dog walked by Shane. He finally lost to my new brother-in-law. Shout out to that. Now he's got to lose to you. There we go. We're cooking.
It's right. It's
Oh,
right
yeah.
there, sir. It's right there.
Hey, I won this week.
In fantasy?
Yeah.
The Money League or the Dynasty League?
The Money League.
I think you beat me in the Dynasty League because I
I
forgot.
did.
I
The
forgot.
Dynasty League, my team's been doing pretty fucking good.
Yeah, mine too. I think me and you were in first.
But my Money League has just been injury riddled.
Yeah. It's been a rough year for fantasy. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the music. We're gonna get the picks. Let's do it.
Oh wait, Alex, we play each other this week
In
in the Dynasty.
Okay, so you didn't beat me last week. Someone else beat me last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and you this week, Dynasty League. Got it. I need to remember to check that one. I need to get better about that. I barely check the actual money league too. I do it though. Unlike Ricky, you still had someone out this week starting. You bastard.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You had Dallas starting. Goddard, he was out.
Yeah. He wasn't out till the last minute then because I'd put him in. I'd put him in before he was out.
Well, either way. Anyway, let's get the picks,
He was
boys.
questionable for a little while there.
All right, Thursday night football. Houston Texans, New York Jets. How we feeling?
Texans.
Is it just beer? Is it just beer? Is this one of those games the Jets could randomly win?
I agree.
Don't say that.
I agree.
Do
100%.
not put that bad juju on CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans.
Give me the Jets.
How could you?
Jets, Jets.
You know what? You know what? I think since this year, since Dallas is taking an off year, I'll take an off year at being a Dallas fan.
Okay.
Houston Texans.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston.
All right. Commanders and the Giants. Give me the Commanders.
Yep.
All about the Commanders this year, baby. 7-2 after this week. Let's go.
All right. Indy
Way
was
off
big.
from that 9-8 record you gave them earlier
Right.
this
I
year.
know.
Yeah.
Hey, it could still happen. It could still happen.
Could you imagine they only win 3 more games this season? That would be so shit.
It's wild that they're probably going to finish over 10 games wins. That's crazy.
I think they might get 12.
That's crazy to think about. Next up, Indianapolis, led by Big Dick Joe, heading over to Minnesota.
Give me Big Dick Joe.
Give me Big Dick Joe as well. That sounds very
I'll take it.
sexual. Next up, Chargers and the Cleveland Brownies. You know what? I'm going to buy into the hype. Give me Jameis Winston-led Browns, baby.
Same. He is the new Ryan Fitzmagic.
There we go.
Yeah, but the Fitzmagic didn't last but a couple of weeks.
And that's exactly what's going to happen with Jameis Winston.
Exactly.
Give me the Chargers.
All right, mine Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Absolutely.
Dallas
Skip
and
the next
Atlanta.
game. It's Atlanta. Skip the next game. Move on. It's Atlanta.
Yep. We're all in agreement. Atlanta.
Give me the Cowboys.
You're such a dick.
Give me the Cowboys. New Orleans and Carolina.
The battle of the shit.
Yep. Derek Carr's not back, right?
No. I think that's the only reason why the Saints are being as bad as they are is because they don't have a quarterback. They have Spencer Rattler.
Give me Carolina.
Give me Carolina.
New Orleans is favored -7.5. Or
So is he
-7,
back then?
sorry. Yeah, it's -7. Carolina is a +260 money line right now.
So is Derek Carr back then since they're up that high?
He's questionable. So is Andy Dalton.
I would take Andy Dalton over Derek Carr, to be honest with you.
Give me the Carolina Panthers.
There you go.
Give me the Carolina Panthers.
See, that was easy.
All right. New England and Tennessee. Another battle of the shits. Oh, my God.
Who's the quarterback for Tennessee? Is it Will Levis?
It's Mason.
Oh, give me New England.
Well, you say that, but Mason fucking made that team alive this past weekend. Did you see how many yards Calvin Ridley had in one quarter alone?
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
They lost like 52-17.
Okay, Mr. I'm going to provide facts. Fuck off. Give me New England.
Just saying. Goodness gracious. Give me Tennessee.
No, we lost Jacob. No. Anyway, moving on.
Did we really? Oh gosh, that's instead. Let's give me Tennessee to make him laugh.
All right. Next, did you actually pick Tennessee?
Yes.
All right, right on. Next up, Las Vegas. I think it's Minshew Mania still. I think Aiden's out for a while. And Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't know what's depleted with Cincinnati this year, man. They just do not look very well. Las Vegas has actually played well, even in some of their losses. They played very well. I want to take Cincinnati at home though.
Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals on this one. Denver and Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore just lost a very tough matchup. I mean, they lost to Cleveland. This was tough. This one's tough.
Give me the Denver Broncos. I'm about it.
I think Baltimore bounces back this week.
That's fair. Chicago and Arizona. Give me the bounce back with Chicago.
Yeah, they should. I mean, Arizona's played very well, even in their losses as well. But Chicago should win this football game. They need a big bounce back.
Detroit and Green Bay. Give me the Lions.
I want to take the Lions, but it's also at Green Bay, and they're playing the greatest tight end to ever play the game in Tucker
Relax.
Kraft. How would I go against that? Yeah, Detroit.
Rams and Seattle. Give me the Rams.
I'm taking Seattle.
Next up, we got a barn burner of a Sunday night football game of Jacksonville and Philly. Jesus Christ. Give me Philly.
Yeah, just to piss you off, I'm taking Jacksonville.
Wow. All right, then we got what could actually be a pretty fun Monday night game. We got Tampa and Kansas City. And you know what? Give me Tampa Bay.
Want to take Tampa Bay, but their defense is so bad right now with the injuries. But their offense is pretty good. Yeah, I'll take Tampa Bay as well.
I feel like I'm going to regret that pick because how injury-riddled they are. But you know what? We're out here. We're having fun, so it's okay.
Exactly. It's a terrible football show. If they want real picks, go elsewhere.
Look, after I finally saw my standings, I'm just here to have fun. I ain't competing at this point, bro. Anyway, let's get to college football. All right, so first up, let's go with Air Force and Army. What the fuck's happened to Air Force this year? Give me Army.
Yeah, this is
only on here because I love having rivalry games no matter what they are. But it's still just like, what happened to Air Force, man?
Yeah, they were even down last year. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah, anyway, Toledo and Eastern Michigan. Give me the Rockets.
Yeah, Toledo's going to win this game.
Next up, Northwestern and Purdue. Give me Northwestern.
Yeah, Purdue sucks.
All right, next up, Vandy and Auburn. Give me Vandy.
Oh, yes, you know who it's all about, baby. It's the Vanderbilt Commodores, baby. That's who it's all about.
Let's go.
Bowl eligibility. Let's go. Bowl eligibility coming.
All right, then we got a stupid ACC conference matchup across the country here. We got Stanford and NC State.
Who's favored in that game?
That's a damn good question, my friend. Let me see if I can give you the answer to that question.
I don't think North Carolina State's been that good this year.
North Carolina State is favored -10 -10. Also, meant to shout this out earlier. Big shout out to Coastal Carolina legend Grayson is now retired from football after the nasty hit he took with NC State a few weeks back. He is now calling it quits on the game. Something to think about. Going forward, NC State's gonna be rocking with a different QB, but still gonna believe in the Wolf Pack. Give me the Wolf Pack in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Wolf Pack.
All right, Louisville and Clemson. You know what? Give me the upset. Give me the Louisville Cardinals.
I don't think so. I don't. If it was at Louisville, I'd probably, really consider that. Being at home again with Clemson, the way that Clemson surged up, I'm gonna take Clemson.
Next up, Wisconsin and Iowa. Give me Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Wisconsin doesn't score very much. Iowa's defense, though, is still one of the best in the country.
Right.
They just don't score. Neither one of these teams really score a whole lot, and Wisconsin did not fare well against Penn State. Give me Iowa.
Virginia Tech and Syracuse. Give me VT.
Syracuse could bounce back in this one and win this football game. They had a very, very terrible game last week. They really need to bounce back. Virginia Tech's a little bit too much.
Ole Miss and Arkansas. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss. Let's move on.
Shout out to Shane for putting that one in. Pittsburgh and SMU. This could be a damn good game this week. If we did not have Ohio State, Penn State, this would probably be our FBS game of the week. Give me SMU here.
Yeah, I completely agree with that too, because I know that College Game Day is supposed to be where are they going this week?
Penn State.
Okay, if for some reason, that was last week they went to Indiana. Yeah, give me SMU.
Next up, Texas A&M and South Carolina. Give me Texas A&M.
Yeah, I was about to say, you assholes earlier disrespecting the Texas A&M Aggies.
Shut up, as if you're a fan. Calm down.
I'm not a fan. I'm just saying, y'all need to stop sleeping on that Texas A&M Aggies. I was on the boat with you until they pleaded LSU last week.
All right, next up, Minnesota and Illinois. Give me Illinois.
Why do I feel like this could be an upset game?
It could be.
I really feel like this could be an upset game. Illinois needs a bounce back, though.
You going with Illinois?
Yeah, I'll go with Illinois.
Duke and Miami. Give me the U.
Yeah, but I think this game could be close.
It could be. Could be. Next up, we have Harvard and Dartmouth. Give me Harvard, dude. I don't know if you've actually looked at Harvard this year, but dude, their QB is fucking balling right now. Drawing a blank on his name, but Jesus Christ, he is playing some damn good ball right now.
Yeah, and I think Dartmouth is undefeated right now, aren't they?
Yes. Harvard's 5-1 and Dartmouth is 6-0. It's Jaden Craig, junior QB from Montclair, New Jersey, standing at 6'2", 215, 1,500 yards, 17 TDs, 2 picks. Ballin'. Give me Harvard.
So Harvard has, let me look at this real quick. Harvard's won the last 2, and then Dartmouth won 3 in a row, and then Harvard's just depleted them. Harvard's just depleted them between, that was 2004 all the way to 2017, 2017 season. So yeah, that's definitely. I'm gonna take Harvard.
Here we go.
I'll take Harvard.
Next up, Maine and Oklahoma.
Who the hell put this on there? You put this on here, didn't you?
Give me Maine in the upset. Give me the Maine Black Bears.
Jacob, where you at when we need you, man?
Even though Oklahoma's favored minus 34.5, give me Maine.
Alex, Maine has a 0% chance to win this football game.
No, that's not true. They have a 1.6% according to ESPN Analytics. That 1.6 is all I need.
Gosh, this is something I thought Tyler would have put on there. Let's just put Maine on there. What's Maine's record, out of curiosity? You even know Maine's record?
Yeah, 4-4 like the shitty Oklahoma Sooners. And you know what? Their main quarterback has done better than the Oklahoma quarterback. Let's go, Maine, baby. Let's go.
They're in the FCS.
Come on, Carton Peavy, senior out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. You got this, Bubba. Lead the upset.
Oh, I needed that good laugh. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh, my gosh.
Just in case that 1.6% is right, just know I called it here.
Oh, my gosh. That hurts so bad.
You gonna ride with me? Come on, Ricky.
No, I'm not riding.
What?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I cannot believe you put that game on there.
I had to channel some troll energy after all the bullshit Tyler's done for weeks. Anyway, let's move on finally. UCLA and Nebraska. Give me Nebraska. Ricky, calm down.
Nebraska and a bounce back.
ULM and Marshall. Give me Marshall. Oh, God.
Take a Monroe.
Arizona and UCF.
Ooh. UCF's lost some very close games. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know.
Give me UCF.
I'm just gonna say I don't know. I wish I had a coin on me, but I don't. I'll go Arizona.
Texas Tech and Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State's defense is actually really good.
True.
I'm gonna go with Iowa State.
Give me Iowa State. Oregon and Michigan. Give me Oregon.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Oregon too.
All right, here's a battle of the shits. We got Wyoming and New Mexico. Give me New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm taking New Mexico.
UMass and Mississippi State. Give me Mississippi State.
Who put this game on?
I think you did.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Maybe I did.
I think you did. You were one of the two people. Yeah, you pitched it as your terrible game of the week. You and someone else did.
Ah, it's a terrible game of the week. Okay. Now that makes sense. Something I would do. See, I've been trying not to bash the FCS so much, Alex.
Well, the terrible game of the week isn't bashing the FCS, Ricky.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I did that.
Hey,
no.
back.
There is an FCS game. That's the or it should be the terrible game of the week.
Which one?
The very first one, North Carolina Central, South Carolina State.
That's.
Hey, I got some bones to pick with you. Where is Lincoln, Georgia?
It's actually such a bad game. It's not on Run Your Pool.
Oh, see, I told you, one hell of a terrible game of the week.
Jacob, you just missed it. Alex picked Maine to beat Oklahoma.
So did I.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go! My man!
Okay,
Yes!
let's see. To fill you in on the games that I picked, I have South Carolina State beating North Carolina Central. I have Army beating Air Force. Eastern Michigan over Toledo. Northwestern over Purdue. Vandy over Auburn. NC State over Stanford. Louisville over Clemson. Iowa over Wisconsin. Virginia Tech over Syracuse. I picked Arkansas.
I didn't.
And because I'm picking them this year, that's the reason why they are winning games.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you pick
You're
them to beat
welcome.
Tennessee?
Maybe. I have SMU. Wait, okay. So what games? SMU over Pittsburgh. Texas A&M over South Carolina. Illinois over Minnesota. I have Miami over Duke. North Carolina over Florida State. And I have Dartmouth over Hartford.
We've gotten to Mississippi State and Massachusetts.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are way down there.
Yep.
Nebraska over UCLA.
Okay.
ULM over Marshall. Arizona over Central Florida. Iowa State over Texas Tech. Oregon over Michigan. New Mexico over Wyoming. Mississippi State over UMass.
There we go.
Have you seen my Vanderbilt jersey, Jacob?
No, I have not. When did you get that?
You got that a couple weeks ago.
Long story short, well, it's really no way to tell this story. All right, so there is one of my players, his older brother. He bets on football games and stuff like that, and he asked me one day, just at random. He said, "Who would you pick for what's a good game for like an upset or anything like that?" And so I just jokingly said Vanderbilt over Alabama, like just joking. And I was actually at a wrestling promotion that night. I was traveling to a wrestling promotion, and they went up 13-0. He texted me about it. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. And so I told him, and I told our head boys basketball coach, the high school boys basketball coach that I work under, I said, if Vanderbilt wins, I will buy a Vanderbilt Commodore jersey. And that's what I did.
And he was true to his word.
I was true to my word. I don't even own an Arkansas jersey.
He's more of a Vandy fan at this point.
That's fair.
At this point, because I can expect disappointment from them, and it won't disappoint me at all.
You're like me when it comes to becoming a Hawaii fan more than a Miami fan. Like legit, it's almost copy paste what's happened to you, what's happened to me. Anyway, let's keep going. Arizona State, Oklahoma State. Give me the Cowboys.
Give me Arizona State.
So taking Arizona State, the Cowboys have yet to win a conference game.
So, fun fact, this game was actually not going to be on the list, but then when I was looking at the list, I noticed that everyone's favorite and second favorite teams for the most part was on there, and I'm like, well, I want to throw my second favorite, one of my favorite teams on there. Let's do it. Hawaii and Fresno State. Fresno State's probably going to win, but lock in the Bows.
Give me Hawaii.
Yes, my man. Let's go.
Fresno State.
That's fair. USC and Washington. Give me USC.
Give me the Trojans.
Yep, unfortunately.
TCU and Baylor. Give me Baylor.
Give me Baylor. I was one of the only teams to predict Baylor to win this past weekend.
Yep, give me Baylor.
Yeah, I think.
Were you?
Did anybody else pick Baylor to win this past weekend?
Shit, dude, I don't know. Like I was telling Ricky when I think you were gone, I have not paid attention to my standings like almost at all, man.
No, I was the only one to predict Baylor to beat Oklahoma State. But I also was the only one that thought UNLV was going to beat Boise.
Right. All right, let's.
And Illinois was going to beat Oregon.
All right, let's hit all of our game of the weeks here. So first up, FCS game of the week. We got North Carolina Central and South Carolina State. Both these teams doing pretty well. Do what?
How is this the game of the week? These teams are terrible.
All right, so one's 6-2, one's 5-2. They're both undefeated in conference play. And I think 2 people voted for it as FCS game of the week, so that's how it made the cut.
Yeah, it was me and Shane, I think.
Yeah. And I piggybacked on it.
These are historically bad teams.
They're 6-2 and 5-2.
So okay. So in that case, that's okay. Harvard and Dartmouth, but it's okay. I'm just saying that historically they're bad teams. Historically,
Well,
they're
you know,
terrible.
I personally did kind of want Harvard but I think we just did Harvard or Dartmouth here recently. I want to mix it up.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I'm pretty sure both of them actually made it as game of the week here recently. Harvard and Dartmouth at separate occasions, I think. So I just want to mix it up. So anyway,
I think Harvard was with Yale.
I think it was, yeah. So give me North Carolina Central on this.
I think I took South Carolina State.
I'd also like reiterating South Carolina State.
All right, next up we have the FBS game of the week, Ohio State and Penn State. If this was a whiteout, I would take Penn State, but since it's not, OH!
IO, baby.
Here we go.
Yeah, honestly, when I was watching the game this past weekend with my grandpa, it came to the conclusion, or it came to the realization that we were playing Penn State next week, and we're like, oh shit, what time is it going to be? Because if it was a whiteout, that Ohio State team would not have been able to beat Penn State. But it's a noon game, so go Buckeyes.
Ricky, who'd you pick?
Ohio State.
Okay. And finally, the terrible game of the week, and this is the terrible game of the week because whoever put it in for their pick, it just made me laugh, and that's what made it have the cut. I think it was Tyler. Tyler is the one who put this in, and it made me laugh, so it made the cut. We have North Carolina and Florida State. Both teams are pretty trash this year, but Florida State's a little bit more trash, so give me North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, that's just childish me getting a laugh out of it. As soon as I saw it, I just laughed because they're both bad. And I'm just like, all right, Tyler, you win this round, Bubba. And that's our picks for the week. Shout out to that. Shout out to Maine, my
Did
man.
either of you guys pick Michigan?
No,
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
All is well in the
No.
universe.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one who's going to have that ugly Maine logo on the Run Your Pool picks.
You think it's ugly?
Yeah, I think it's ugly.
So, Jacob, since I know you've been gone for a little bit, but this past Saturday, at Whitehall, we hosted TNR Wrestling, a company that I've worked closely with over the last year and a half, and they did a fairly good job. But I've got a pretty good spot in there where I get kicked in the face.
He sold that kick really well. It was a good super kick that he sold, man. He
I
sent
need
me
to see this.
Yeah, he sent me the video.
Dude, it was epic. Dude, I'm so proud
I
of it.
need to see this.
I owe a debt to them I'll never be able to pay back. That was an epic moment for me, and of course, yeah, and it was a great moment for me, and it was a great moment for the school. I mean, it was a really good day.
Ricky, you try
Yeah,
posting
I
it in
definitely gotta see it.
the work Discord because like I was able to see what happened, but since like your iPhone, right?
Oh, I got Samsung.
Okay, well, either way, Android sending videos is fucking garbage.
It is
through text message, but since it's Discord, it should be the same quality that it was recorded on. At least, hopefully, you'll be able to post it. Just try posting to Discord. if you've got the original video.
Let's see here.
But no, he sold that kick really, really well. Yeah, just put it in like the work Discord, ATFS General, and let him take a look at that. That was good. That was a good sell.
Yeah, I need to see this sell.
It was a good sell.
Need to.
Ricky jumped in the ring. He popped a finisher on somebody. He was talking shit, turned, got kicked right in the mouth. There it is. There it is.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a lot better quality. There goes Rick. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, what a sell.
Right? Boom.
Did you RKO him?
Yes.
Ricky.
He wanted me to do a Stone Cold Stunner. He wanted me to do a stunner, and I'm like, let me do an RKO. I'd rather do an RKO than a stunner. And so that's what happened. And they
was out of nowhere.
True.
And they so it was they were all good sports about it. It was so much fun. We were able to we did tell a pretty good story from the beginning of the night to the end of the night. So it was definitely the bad guy won. And that was the whole thing of the story. The bad guy won this year, and so I had so much fun with it. The funny thing about it is there are so many people who thought it was legit, including one of the teachers she teaches 7th grade. She texted me, make sure I was okay, because she said it looked very, very legit. And what happened now, I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but my glasses flew off my head, and even the guy who kicked me thought he really kicked me. And I'm like, no, dude, you missed by a mile. I was able to, as soon as I heard that pop, I went back.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome. Dude,
that has the same sense of like the hair whip.
Yeah.
That's why so many wrestlers have long hair, because it goes into the storytelling and choreography.
Yep.
So
it was epic.
Ricky, were you just like a dude in the crowd? I'm like, I'm running up in there. Is that what happened? Like, where were you?
I was actually the co-commissioner for the night.
Okay.
At that time I was because I got to come out to my own music, which I've never done before. I got to be on the microphone. I got to talk trash. I got to do all kinds of stuff Saturday night. But at that particular moment, I was at the commentary's desk, and then I moved from the commentary desk over to close to where the steps are, away from the camera, of course. And then when it was my turn to go in, I knew my cue. As soon as I saw it, I jumped in there, and that's when I went to it. And it was, like I said, it was a great night. It was a great storytelling, and we're looking to bring them back next year. But I think we're gonna do it August next year instead of October.
Nice, man. That's what's up.
You sold that so well.
He really did. Like, he sent me that
Beautiful.
video
I've watched
earlier.
it 4 times.
It's such a good sell. The head whip and everything, man. It was perfect.
It was beautiful.
Shout out to Ricky, selling that super kick like a champ. You're a future WWE champion now.
Yeah, no. No.
At least United States.
Yeah, United States. Yeah, there we go. Hey, speaking of wrestling, though, go ahead.
I was going to say, if Santino Marella can win a United States championship, I think I might be able to.
Yeah. Speaking of wrestling, though, for the people listening, don't know if ATWS is happening this week. I know Ricky said he's not available this week. I'm actually not available Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if the show can happen in some form with Jacob, Shane, or John kind of running the show and getting it recorded for me, then cool, the show can happen. But unfortunately, I'm just not available. I got a few things going on these next 3 days. So the episode would have been for Crown Jewel if an episode does happen. So we'll see. I'll leave that up to you guys.
And let's be real here. It's a Saudi event. Are we going to miss much?
Yeah, I feel like that's like non-canon events. They feel the equivalent to me as like the fucking old Dragon Ball Z movies where they just happen and they're not relevant to the story. Like, they're just there for entertainment.
I mean, there's 2 matches that I think are going to be good, and that's the Randy versus Kevin.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. title match.
Yeah.
The triple threat.
Yep.
That one's probably going to steal the show.
I think the Bloodline match will be good. I'm just mad that there was such a quick build-up for it. And then the Gunther Cody match is going to be an incredible match, but I don't give a fuck about it because this championship's fucking stupid.
It's massive.
Yeah. Anyway.
But also, we know that Cody's going to win because there's no way they're going to let Gunther pin Cody.
Yeah. Fucking stupid. Anyway. You guys got anything else? You ready to finish up the show?
No.
No, I'm good.
Hitting the music then. So just remember, you need to follow the show because we almost got sued and you can't say that about your other favorite shows. Check out the Discord, Agent Inc., Rogue Energy, Patreon, be a friend, tell a friend. All right, boys, last thoughts. Ricky, any last thoughts or predictions or hot takes you want to throw out in the world?
Vanderbilt.
Vandy, go. Let's go, Commodores. Jacob, any last thoughts you want to throw out into the world?
Go Texans.
All right, that's fair, I guess. Go Jets. 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 Woo! Yep.
God.
We'll be back next week. Hopefully reacting to the college football playoff rankings. Can't wait to get into that. That's always a shit show every single year. I think with that said, we're getting out of here. Have a good weekend. Enjoy some football. Have fun. Bye.